You've probably heard of this hotpot chain, Haidilao. With over 1,400 restaurants globally, everyone ate there before. It's famously known for dancing noodles, alternative after-club toilets, and outstandingly good service. But mostly in Asia. I'm Chinese but grew up in Germany, and I tried Haidilao for the first time just last year in Shanghai. Because in Europe, Haidilao doesn't really exist. Where do Europeans go after clubbing? Definitely not Haidilao, or hotpot in general. People puke in way more fancy places, McDonald's. But there's one place in Europe where Haidilao actually exists, the place with the biggest Chinese community, UK. In total it has 3 Haidilaos, 2 in London, 1 somewhere else in the UK. No one really cares, everyone just knows London. Now a lot of Chinese things get really westernized to fit the Western taste, and a lot of times it's the worst version of the original. So I was really curious if the Haidilao in London survived the westernization. I'm going to the Haidilao in London, while Zevan going to the Haidilao in Shanghai. We are gonna compare the general experience, the service, the prices, whether everything is still authentic. I went to the center of London. It's open till 3 AM, so after clubbing hotpot is possible. And according to the reviews, people actually seem to like it. Olives in the jar said, bloody delicious but not for the faint-hearted, 5 stars. York said, authentic good fun, smiling star eye emoji, 5 stars. But as expected, not everyone loves it. Piri wrote a whole CV on how she doesn't understand how the concept of hotpot works. Or iPads. I'm not sure what she doesn't understand.
Similarly, I went to the most central Haidilao in Shanghai as well. Of course, typically for Asia, they do not close doors at 3 AM. That is probably the peak time for customers to arrive from their Fuxing Gongyuan escapades. And yes, here as well, people are very satisfied with the OG hot pot. Check these comments. Selena saying, you can't go wrong with a hot pot and the 4-square grid is very cost effective. George Shen is saying, Haidilao's service has always been the most satisfactory. People feel very cordial. Shishi is saying, the service is always good. If there is any problem, they will be solved in time, and the taste's also very good. Most of the comms are 4 or 5 stars, usually very positive. There are some people who are nagging about the food, but generally people are positive about Haidilao.
The entrance is right in the center of London, next to a souvenir shop and Platinum Lace. I didn't know what it is, but after some research, I found out it's a strip club. The waiting room looked pretty much like a typical Haidilao. Same style, same toys, and almost the same people. A lot of Chinese people as expected. The front desk lady was Chinese too, and obviously every staff member was able to speak Chinese. Usually Haidilao have some nail salons, but this one in London had bubble tea. I would say this is the first westernized thing. While bubble tea is really common in China, it's something quite special in Europe. Some people use bubble tea for dates.
Well, in China, obviously, you got a whole lot more options. Besides the nail salon where they clean, cut, color your nails, and even massage your hands, there's also space for your pets, and if you pay a certain amount, you can even get some free pet toy. There's a little cocktail bar, and for those who have to wait, which does not happen that often in Haidilao, there's even a game station where you can play video games. How sick is that?
After some small waiting, the lady led me to the table, and suddenly I felt like I was back in China. Every staff is Chinese, it's really busy, and most of the customers were Chinese. Design of the restaurant was exactly the same, the seats, the posters, even the cameras. The service was really nice too, expected from Chinese people. At this point, nothing besides the missing nail store is changed.
You get a warm welcome. Every waiter you pass will always greet you, smile at you, and wave with their hands. I mean, there's even a waiter at the elevator, specially positioned and dressed well just to welcome new customers. When the waiter was offering service, each of them was more than happy to repeat some actions only so we could film it on our cameras. We got aprons and even got some bags to protect our objects and jackets from getting the hot pot smell or any food stains, even though I personally do not mind the hot pot smell that much. That is not enough. They even have some performance going on during the food. Some guy doing a cool mask trick and dance. It is no surprise that Haidilao is associated with excellent service. But now, the important part. The food. In China, we paid a total of 468 yuan. Gotta say though, we were 3 persons and we tried to order somewhat the same like they did in London, but ended up ordering way more, like tofu choices and some other veggies. We got 2 soups, spicy and tomato. Sauces are expected 10 kwai.
Now the London part. The choices are basically all the same, even the drinks, but the prices The soup alone costs more than a whole order of Zevan, which already made me think if I'm gonna regret this whole thing. Sauces, which cost usually like 10 kwai, costs 4 pounds.
The drinks are cheap. I wanted the matcha drink, but it was sold out. It's not that expensive though. Definitely not over 30 kwai.
It's the usual drink I order too when I eat hot pot, but here it costs 8 pounds, which is almost 80 kwai. And you probably see the pattern. It's heavy expensive. Every veggie costs at least 50 kwai, and if you want meat, it's at least 100.
For the sauces, you got a whole lot of choices. Ingredients, fruits, and even instructions for conventional sauces that would fit the hot pot experience because there's a lot of foreigners like me who just mix up everything.
My 40 kwai sauce and snack bar offer basically all the same stuff. Soy sauce, chili oil, vinegar, and more, with some changes in the snacks. Soybeans, cherry tomatoes, salad. No watermelon. We got the Western version. Apples. And the most Westernized thing? Nachos. I was so confused when I saw that. Because nachos are the last thing I want to eat when I eat hot pot. What dip do they use for the nachos? Chili oil? Most confusing part is, it's popular. It was half empty.
All of this was for 3 people. Some of those dishes are half a portion, some of them are a full portion. You can always decide how much of whatever you want. The tofu here is pretty good, the meat is alright, it is not surprisingly good, and it also won't really disappoint you. What I also love is when they make this tomato egg rice dish, super delicious. The vegetables definitely fresh, not like some malatang places, and that's about it.
That's what I ordered for 2 people. Now I don't usually eat that much, but I'm pretty sure I won't be satisfied with that. This is roughly a 312 kwai order. Now the taste was pretty much similar, nothing unexpected or surprising, but like previously said, Haidilao is famous for the dancing noodles. So I ordered one, and 2 minutes after, I saw the dancing noodles at another table. And I thought to myself, why did I just pay? I can see for free. And I realized another thing. When was the last time I saw dancing noodles in China? People usually don't order that anymore. And another 3 minutes, the dancer came to my table, and the first non-Chinese worker. The noodle dance was pretty okay. My thought was the table there got a free show that I paid for.
Spectacular. Very spectacular. I mean, it is usually tourists who thing or drunk people.
Someone on the other table had birthday, and in the typical Haidilao service, staff member come and sing. But you can actually choose if you want them to sing in Chinese or in English. It's basically the same. But in China they do it actually way better. They have the whole birthday setup with instruments, birthday hat, holding posters. It is a very sweet experience.
All in all, I'm a big hot pot fan, probably one of the best food inventions. You just sit with your beloved ones, take your time, talk and eat slowly, and it just bonds people together like a big home dinner. And in Haidilao, the service tries to emulate exactly that by being incredibly nice and helpful. If you are a student, you can even get a discount. On some days, even a higher discount. So they also put that into consideration, which I really appreciate. You can't really go wrong with Haidilao. It is somewhat reliable. We all shared the bill of around 460. In fact, we felt bad because there was still a couple of stuff left. Not much, just a little, because we took our time with the food. I just generally think Haidilao and hot pot itself is freaking amazing. I even went to Haidilao once by myself, and what they do is they put a toy in front of you so you don't feel alone. Can't beat the service really.
Compared to Zevan, I'm not the biggest fan of hot pot, but it's usually the best choice for a group dinner. But in London, I don't feel like it's worth it all. The vibe is the same, the service is good, the staff are friendly, and I really feel like I'm back in China. But the prices makes me hesitate to come at all. I paid 85 pounds, which is like 825 kwai. And for the people who don't know, UK has a service charge. So even though my food was only 825 kwai, they charged me an extra 10 pounds, which is roughly 100 kwai. So in total I paid 925 kwai for 2 people for 6 dishes. And I didn't even feel satisfied from the food. I didn't want to order my favorite drink, and I really didn't want to order more food, even though I was still hungry. And I know London is just in general more expensive, but you could go to an authentic malatang not too far from Haidilao and pay less than half of the price and get really full. So you're in London and really miss the Haidilao experience? Yeah, it's the same, but is it worth the price? Not really. London offers a lot of authentic Chinese stuff, which is cheaper. You'll probably find another hot pot spot that gives you way more value for your money. Or just puke at McDonald's.